to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deep. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Open Book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a terrific and thankful Thursday. It is getting closer to the weekend. Y'all, please forgive me. My voice, it started last night. So today I may not even be on that long, but my allergies, oh my gosh. You know how like you have that ear scratching and oh my goodness, it's so crazy. But nonetheless, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. It is for free. Let everyone know that we are live. Okay, let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Karen Michelle, good morning, sis, and thank you for joining and being first in the building. Hey, my girl Latte is in the building. Welcome, sis, and thank you so much for everything. Hey, Buttercup, welcome. Thank you for joining. Mama's 80s is in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Clarinetta, welcome. Buttercup said, happy Thursday. Okay, come on now. Thank you so much, Buttercup. Hey, Sharon, welcome. LaShandra is in the building. Welcome. Mama Magazine, thank you for tapping in, sis. Hey, let's see, Demetrius, welcome. It is Ray Ray from PA in the building. Life as Nakisha, shout out to you, Queen. There's my girl T Lady Boogie. Thank you for tapping in. Shout out to all of the mods that are in the building this morning. Hey, Nika, good morning. Tabani, I hope all is well with you. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, Tracy, welcome. Yes, rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Y'all, Nolan's birthday is coming up this month on the 19th, okay? And so his birthday is actually on the same day as Carmelo Anthony's, his hearing, which will take place on August the 19th, okay? Which is so bitter. I mean, y'all, it's like a bittersweet just time and the coincidence in that. I just was like, whoa. And Carmelo, he is going to have 2 hearings back to back on August the 19th and August the 20th, okay? So we're definitely going to tap in, make sure we revisit those updates in the Carmelo Anthony case. Also, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Thank you, T Lady Boogie. Hey, the Queen's Den. Thank you for tapping in. Let's see here. Hey, LaQuinta, good morning, sis. And Miss Mabel is in the building. Okay, Mama Magazine, I love that idea. Yes. Okay, we could do something like that. Hey, Sonia, good morning. And if y'all ever have ideas, please feel free to share those ideas with me. because hey, I listen to y'all. Okay, I really take feedback. I look at my comments. As y'all can tell, I am in the comments. Okay, and baby, best believe I delete a lot. Hey Dorothy, welcome. Baby, I delete a lot because I don't have time. Okay, for the foolishness. So they're wasting their time coming over here. I am a mod also. Okay. I'm my own mod in the comments here on lives and underneath videos. So all of that foolishness and gaslighting and pretending like you can't hear, bye. I get tickled now, y'all. To be honest, it doesn't even bother me. I just get tickled and laugh at some of these people because it's the pure ignorance for me. Okay, like stop. It's just too much sometimes. Okay, so let's get into some things this morning. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free. Okay, so y'all, what is on what y'all? This is too much. Okay, I don't know if y'all heard the recent another suspicious death out because y'all know the area that I'm in. I have devices up so I can see it a little fast. Welcome everyone coming on clearly. Now, was breaking. Hey, Ian. Oh Lord. Thank you, Ian, for letting me know. Is this better? Y'all put a 1 if I'm better. See, I'm glad I tell y'all because I'm catching it faster. I don't want to be on here talking and y'all like letting me know 5 minutes later. It's still okay. That's no but the devil. As soon as I start, child. Okay, it's better. Okay, I'm straight. Thank you. Thank you, T Lady. Thank y'all so much. See, y'all own it. I need y'all. Okay. Now, the body of a Black woman was found hanging from a tree in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay. And if y'all think about this, this is also where the body of Trey Reed, a Black man, was also found hanging in the same state last year. Okay, and then we have countless other cases involving Black people mysteriously dying by hanging. Okay, and then now, well, those deaths, when they were found by hanging, then they said that these were ruled as suicides. Okay, but then some of the family members started disputing those suicide claims. Okay, and the families are feeling like some of these deaths are being swept under the rug under the guise of suicide. And then here we have also with Nolan Wells, his death being suspicious as well. Okay. And we're still trying to find out what happened to Nolan Wells. Now, in this case, the identity of the hanging victim who was discovered on Monday night has not been revealed yet. Okay. And the investigation into her death is still underway. Now, Hinds County Coroner Jeremiah Howard confirmed Tuesday that the woman's body was found hanging from a tree behind a vacant home. So this was a vacant home, y'all. It wasn't even a place where there were a lot of people, okay? It was a vacant home. And that the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office will perform an autopsy to determine the cause of death. I said, "Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Here come the Stacy lady. Here she come again, child. Now what y'all think she gonna do? Okay." Here she come another. They got to do an autopsy. She has to do an autopsy to see what was the manner of death. Y'all think they're gonna call it another suicide? Okay. I mean, why would someone just go to a vacant house? Let me pull up this picture because I want y'all to see this. Hey, Real Talk No Chaser. Welcome everyone coming on in. Phenomenal Scorpio. Thank y'all so much. Welcome, 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 Walt. Thank you for joining. Let me pull this up. Okay. Now, this is the house, y'all. Where she was found hanging behind. Now, first, you got to walk through all of this, uh, the trees, and it looks like the grass hasn't been cut in forever. Child, so she just chose to just go to this particular house. No one lives there and hang herself. I mean, my thing is this: how did she get up there? She said, "What in the cross is going on? How did she get up there?" Uh-oh, Ian. Okay, Ian, don't get your phone taken early. Hey, Smiley. How did she get up there? Was there like a stool? Was there um how did she get up there? Was it something for her to stand on, to crawl up? Because I'm still trying to understand, how are all of these people allegedly hanging themselves and nothing else around, no evidence around? Was there any camera? Oh, no cameras probably behind here. Okay. Okay. So we see the temperature and the climate and the things, hey, Bert, the things that's really going on there in Jackson, Mississippi. And they wonder why. Look at the times they still in Mississippi. We still are having hangings in that place. Okay. And behind vacant homes. How did she get up there? How did she get back here? Why this house? Okay, are they really going to do a thorough investigation, or will this just be swept under the rug as well? Okay, are they going to try to get to the bottom of someone could possibly be in that area hanging or unaliving? According to Warren, child, they better check that Horn Island area, because he said it's so many deaths out there. We can't find so many, but hey, maybe he knows something we don't. We need to sweep the water and see if there are any missing people out in the water. Okay, they say she lived in a house beside where she was found. So why wouldn't she do it behind her own house? That's odd. Hey, HGY, welcome. That's odd. They're trying to distract us. Come on now, Smiley, clock it. They're trying to distract us from Nolan's case. We can do two things at once. You better say it. Okay, they need to stop thinking we are all uneducated, exactly, and stupid. I'm sick of them at this point. Lock the whole state up. She said, lock the whole state up. Come on now. It is said her baby's dad is being questioned. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And y'all, speaking of that, okay, so probably a black baby dad. Speaking of that, it's crazier because Jackson is 82% black. Oh, you see, this time they don't come out and say, right, I was going to get to that verse. They scared. Hey, Hanada. Speaking of that, y'all remember we were watching the video last night from Nerdy Pink Panda, right? And she had talked about the boat was on this whole path, and it had gone down to a fishing pier, and there was an Ocean Springs Yacht Club that was positioned right there. And so I was looking into that yacht club to see was anything happening there on the 4th. And actually, y'all, they had a lot of people at that yacht club on the 4th of July. They actually had fireworks show. So if those boys were on the boat and possibly some ladies on the boat, did they stop by that party there at the Ocean Springs Yacht Club? Okay, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, make sure y'all tap into last see that portion alive, a piece of that. Okay, so there were people, they had video, pictures from the Ocean Springs Yacht Club that day. And they had fireworks, a fireworks out there as well. Okay. So Also, what I found odd that day, or not that day, a few years ago, is they had an electrical fire on the side of their building. Now, it did not burn down the whole building, but oh yeah, the fireworks started around 9 o'clock. It didn't burn down the whole building, but I think it was something that was probably their fault. Okay, check this out. Now we've been hearing about Ocean Springs and kind of thinking about this area, right? There was a black man. Y'all, it is not funny because I'm laughing because of the I can't put into words just how obvious some of this stuff is. I mean, you got to laugh to keep from crying at some of this. But there was a black man. Now, there was a fire truck came out and everything. And they said allegedly there was a black man leaving the area. Okay. And he already had a warrant for something else. This was in Ocean Springs, where all of this happened. LaShandra, where Nolan's parents live and all of that, his family lives. And they said he had a warrant for something else. So they arrested him on that warrant. But y'all, guess what? They done also said he was responsible for the fire and charged this man with second-degree arson. I said, wait a minute. But did he actually do it? Because y'all arrested him for warrants. Okay. But then they're saying, because it looked like in one breath they were saying it was an electrical fire, but then now it turned into arson after their investigation, and it was this man's fault, this black man's fault. Child, I was like, well, what was he doing over there? That's suspicious, but why was he going after? Why would he do that to that yacht club? What was the point in that? I'm still trying to but that was a little fact from that Ocean Springs yacht club. But at night, so that boat going by that pier and passing through there, I'm curious to know if they spent at yacht club before going to his house. Which her house, hey, Queen Shay, leads to y'all a community wall, because sometimes I share it there just in case I get the notification. Okay, right? Open book. You have exactly. I'm going in and out. Is that better? Thank you. All right, I'm sharing this. All right, is that better, y'all? I'm trying to make sure before I can. Okay, so neither is nor the Jackson Police has stated foul play is suspected. Hey, it is first. Area that I'm in. When I'm at home, it doesn't. Oh, hey, Irma. Good morning. Can one of the mods let me know if it's better? Chat before I continue. It's still going in and out. Child, I may have to take out this earpiece. Let's see here. Hey, is there, let me take out the earpiece. Hey, Q, media, a little better. Ooh, I'm gonna throw. Hey, Nurse M. What about this? My apologies, y'all. We trying to get the sound right. Right, Sharon. Okay. Is that better? Or is it still going in and out? It's a little better. Okay. Not the giving Cito call quality. Okay, T Millsap said it sounds good. Now is it y'all phone or my computer? Okay, sounds good. A lot better. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Um, let's see here. Neither the coroner's office nor the Jackson Police Department has said whether foul play is suspected. Okay. The JPD said in a statement on Monday evening that officers located the body of an unidentified Black female at the 500 block of Road of Remembrance at 9:05 p.m. Y'all, in the name of that street. Oh my gosh, the Road of Remembrance. Okay, thank you, Sheila. Child, that was a little cringy right there. And that crime scene investigators are working to determine the circumstances surrounding the death. The department urged anyone with information on the hanging to contact them. Okay. So this is also in Jackson, y'all, Mississippi, and being investigated by the Jackson Police Department. Okay. But Mississippi, what y'all got going on is what I want to know. It's too much taking place. It's almost like we're back in the doggone 1940s. Okay, 1950s and all of that. Like enough is enough. This is ridiculous. So hopefully they will look into this. Um, okay, Lashandra, I'm gonna have to tap into that. You said what's his name? Rasheem Carter. Okay, it's also Mississippi. That's what I'm saying. This is crazy work, y'all, and this just happened Monday. Okay, yet another hanging last year. Now this year, what is going on? It is ridiculous. Okay, now let's move on. Now, yesterday, no, this was this morning. I saw this video, and baby, when I tell y'all this YT lady, now I don't know her name, okay, but when I tell y'all she was putting it on the floor, I was a little tickled at how she was putting it on the floor. But she was trying to get her people together. Okay. When I say her people, people that she, hey, you know, child, hey, the people that's out here, now she not racist. She said she's not, but she was trying to get the racist people, I should say, together. And some of the things that she was saying, I was like, you better come on and stand on business. Okay. I wanted us to tap into how she felt about this whole Nolan Wells case. And at the same time, y'all, really letting others know that this is something off with this case and that she's clocked some things that we have pretty much. So let's get into it. Make sure y'all tap that like button.
Furthermore, Nancy Grace just released a CTO call. Anybody in their right mind, if you hear what was on that call in the background where they're asking, is someone dead? First things first, you're not going to call CTO. You're going to call 911, typically, if you're worried about someone.
Why waste another summer not loving your body?
With Base 44, we turn that question.
Let me pause for a second. The irony of that, when she said that, it made me think about this. Now, they were on the water needing help, right? They needed the Coast Guard to come and help them in that situation. However, y'all, when they were not on the water, they didn't want the Coast Guard on the water. But when they're not on the water, they did the reverse. Okay, they should have called 911 when they weren't on the water, when he was at home and trying to find Nolan. But you called the Coast Guard. But when you were supposed to call the Coast Guard and get Coast Guard help, you didn't call the Coast Guard. That is so ironic. Why would you call 911? Oh, but if y'all think about it, that video that we talked about on yesterday with Nerdy Pink Panda and that connection she made with that police officer or police, I think he's the officer or chief. I don't know if he's the chief, but Officer Karan, okay, and that connection she made. See, the thing of it is, they may not have called, allegedly, just say allegedly, they may not have called 911 because it would have possibly been over the big scanner, okay? And someone else could have possibly came. They may have contacted him directly to make it look like, okay, we did call the police. If you think about it, if it's someone that they could be connected to, related to, and so forth, then hey, if they didn't want just any old officer to come to the house that night. So that was a very good point that she made. And that could have been why they didn't just call the actual 911 line. Okay. So that's just something to think about. Cause I was like, that's interesting. He contacted the Coast Guard allegedly, because I'm still questioning that. Because at one point they didn't have record of that call. Oh, but when people were saying that, mysteriously they were like, oh yeah, we forgot about that call. Stop. Y'all can't forget about it when it's all recorded.
Why did you turn down Coast Guard when they asked if you needed the Coast Guard? If you are sinking, and if there is that shit going on in the background, like what they're asking about is someone dead, you should say yes to any bit of help that you can get, right? I also think it's odd that all of them got rid of their social media. None of them have really had much of an explanation. They do what your typical white people do in those circumstances. Look at the Murdoch case, and there was no one of color in that case. But because they were prominent Caucasians surrounding around that death of the girlfriend, they did everything they could to cover up and get him out of it. The same rules apply to this, and like in my head, the same rules apply to this. They were both situations were boating, and in those situations, someone unfortunately lost their life. But getting back to the Nolan case, hearing that voice, like hearing that recording of them asking for, or just asking if someone is dead in the background. How is it that you're clueless and you have no idea what could have happened to him? That call, like, there's a reason why Nancy Grace got her bob fixed to the heavens, honey. That thing wouldn't move in hurricane force winds. She knows something. Her gut tells her something, just like my gut has been telling me something has been going on with this case. It was too weird. And I got to be careful with how I say things, because y'all love to drag me through the mud anytime I talk out against Caucasians. So I'm trying to be careful with how I word this. But before I get in the shower, I've had a long day at work. Before I get in the shower, I really wanted to like put a little bit of 2 cents in your head with that, because I commented on Nancy Grace's video and already people have started coming for me. And all I did was comment, why did we call CETO and not 911? And several people commented and said, well, because there was no medical emergency. You fucking racist idiot. What do you mean there's no medical emergency? Open your fucking ears. And do you not hear them in the background asking if someone is dead? Are you that small-minded that you will forego any bit of the facts because you need your story to be the truth, where no one was murdered? If that was your youngin', if the roles were reversed, y'all.
Wait a minute. Q Film. Wait, what you say? Hold up. Wait a minute. Q Film Media said law, see law enforcement during the fake 4th of July party, and so wait, are you saying that her dad works for, what's C Law or CETO? Are you saying what's C Law? Because I haven't seen that. Yeah, and they were awfully calm when they said they were sinking. I didn't hear any water sloshing in the backgrounds. No. Shout out to Sharon for the first super chat of the day. Thank you so much, Queen, and thank you for being a sponsor for today's lawyers, attorneys, and systemic. Oh my gosh, because he did specifically say that he talked to her dad. Hey Trini, welcome. Like in Hinds County, Black people run this. Oh, got you. Okay. Hey, inspiration. That is why. Oh, y'all. That's another connection right there. That's another connection. I got to go back. We got to go back and look at that with the Quran man. That could possibly be why he said he was upstairs talking to her father about boats. And remember, I kept saying, well, what about boats? Why would there be a pool party and you're upstairs? He said he didn't get in the water. He said he didn't get in the water. He said he was upstairs. And notice no one has posted pictures from that pool party and put out that fake or old pool picture. Right. Wow, I had not thought about that. So if the father is in one of these positions too. Wow, hey Sienna, she said, as someone who goes fishing, ain't no being calm when the water gets in it. Either you're scared, pissed, etc. There's going to be some form of reaction. Exactly. I thought it was Wyatt's brother who had the apartment. What do y'all think about that? Because I thought allegedly it was his brother.
Oh my God. My God. As a white person, I can come out and say that. I know good and well if the roles were reversed, y'all would be dragging this through the mud. But because it was a group of Caucasians and it was an African American person that passed away, all of you small-minded, closed, racist people, you immediately want to assume that he died of like natural causes or he caused his own death or it wasn't a murder. I will always stand on the right side of history. I promise you. I don't care how many people cancel me, how many people come for me. My boys will know that their mother always stood on the right side of history. I have said that there was something fishy about this case from the moment it came out in the news. And as soon as I posted something about it, y'all came for me. And I'm just here to say that I stand with Nancy. There's a reason why Nancy is as into this as she was the Casey Anthony shit. Okay? She knows because her spidey senses are tingling just like my spidey senses are tingling. If a youngin' ever went with me on a boat, it don't matter if they were black, white, brown, purple, green, blue, square, triangle, rectangle, obtuse, caboose, papatoose, you name it. That baby's coming home with me and my family. I don't care if anybody got in a fight or an altercation. If you go on the boat with me and my husband, I'm bringing you back. Scout's honor. Promise. Promise. There's something, you never leave anybody, anywhere, especially on water. Y'all can get the fuck out of here with your excuses. That's the thing about you racist people. Y'all will make an excuse out of anything to justify any type of actions. Every single time. There's always an excuse. Just as soon as something happens in the media when an African American or a brown skinned person is involved, you're quick to say, stupid is as stupid does, right? All those things. But you didn't say that about the young girl that died with the Murdochs on the boat. Everybody was boohooing tears about her dying. It was so tragic, right? But we don't have that same sympathy for this poor youngin who had his whole life ahead of him. It doesn't matter what the familial situations were, because I saw that being thrown around. That doesn't matter. He went out with a group of friends. He should have came back with a group of friends, alive.
Now, Q film, I gotta like do a comeback to this. You said, y'all please leave Katie in witness protection. Katie is good with the real Wells family. Katie is from Pascagoula. All Katie does is hang with black people. Katie has told Nolan's mom and Crump. Okay. Now, I get that. However, why did she lie though? That makes her look questionable if she was allegedly on that boat. And what did she witness? Because if she was honest about everything and already spoken with Ben Crump and Nolan's mom, then it seems like she would have shared what happened on that boat. So I'm confused about that part because we definitely saw the connection between how she was bending over, they taking a picture. But I guess from the boys or one of the, and then we're finding out something else. Not to say that she did something to Nolan, but what all does she know? Now, unless she's told them what she knows and they're still trying to figure something out, then hey, I don't know. That's weird. Because she would have been an eyewitness to something that went down on that boat. So that part I'm a little confused by. They just need the evidence, autopsy, phone records, phone pings, and the CETO audio. What did the Mama magazine say? I thought the pool party. Oh, not the one at Natalia's. No, I think that's the one from the 27th. Allegedly, the one on the 4th was supposed to be at Ava's house. Yes, but they said that that party was at Evan's house. But when Kimberly was doing some research, found out that that house allegedly belonged to uh, Natalia's family that was mentioned, the Mosseys, I think, their home. I don't know. Hey, look, that thing was deep. She was getting deep into it, y'all. That's another reason why they were going after her. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Got you, LaShondra. Shows how ignorant races. Ooh. Speaking about no screaming because the bilge pump not pumping. I'm confused because what the bilge pump. Oh, child. Some people are. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Katie and Javon are both in danger. Katie is in danger. I told her the other day, I said, Katie, you in danger, girl. Okay. Girl, look. Now, why is that cute film media? Why would that be? Is it because she saw something? That's what I want to know. Why in danger?
And if he ever went missing, their first thing should have been, we need to find him. We need to know what's going on. How is it that we all of a sudden everybody's got amnesia and nobody knows what happened to him and nobody can find him? Make that make sense. Those are the type of people that I don't want my children around. Y'all are so twisted. Y'all are so twisted. I cannot wait for the truth to come out about this poor baby. Just to prove to a lot of you small-minded, closed-minded, racist people, how many more people have to die for you to see that there is a common denominator here? There's a problem. I wouldn't let my own children who are Caucasian go on a boat with a group full of other Caucasian children. Let that sink in. Will not allow it. The only time I allow it is if I'm there. That's it. I pray that some of y'all find a little bit of brains in between your ears. And I pray that some of y'all find a little bit of empathy too, because all of you closed-minded, small-minded racists are also you claim to be Christians. Y'all are the most evil people I have ever seen in my entire life. Evil. Evil people. And that right there is why so many young people, and I don't even think I'm young, but I can include myself in this. There's a reason why me and my family don't go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday like I did when I grew up. Your body is your temple. Jesus is right here. Those of you that go to church on Sundays and Wednesdays, and the ones that post your Bible verses or, you know, live, laugh, love, eat, pray, love, whatever on your walls, you're the same people. You're the same people I'm disgusted with y'all. Like I truly, I like.
Welcome everyone coming on in. Okay, now Ian, was that today? I haven't seen that. We'll tap into it. Was it today on IG? Katie wasn't on the boat going home. I think it was Brielle and Ava. I believe Katie knows everything if she even exists at all, because that could be a name and pick they put out to confuse us. Ava probably really the girl and the Briella girl allegedly. Yeah, you know what? We quit talking about the Briella girl. Briella girl. Why is that? Okay, Sugar Mama May, she's 100% correct. Yes, I agree. Okay, Ian said Tracy was on the boat. They have the pics on We Are Human. Okay, gotcha, because I follow him. Did he just post it today? Because we'll tap into that as well. What is taking so long to release the results from the toxicology and autopsy reports? Why is it hidden? Christine has a right to know. You know what? I'm glad that you said that, Queen Shailene. Hopefully, because this week, I don't know which day, because they didn't specify last week, but they were having a meeting with the DA this week. So I'm wondering, will they get access to know what the autopsy report said? Okay. Yeah, we definitely heard her name. Yes. I don't believe Katie was on the boat either. Some of y'all don't believe that was Katie. Katie exists and Katie knows. Let Crump keep Katie. Okay, gotcha. We'll tap into it today. Thank you. Katie is with Crump. Which tells me, y'all, okay, with you saying that, it tells me she knows something. Okay, so I don't think we're wrong about that. I've always said I believe her and Javon know more than what they put out here. Okay, and it's possible threats. Obi, put in your notes that Brielle's real name is Gabriella in case. Oh, really? Okay, thank you for that, Caramel Shell. We do. We need to know what the first autopsy says. And y'all, check this out. This CETO call, it is going to hold their feet to the fire because of some stuff stated in that call. Now, is that autopsy going to kind of go with possible trauma or something being done to his body? Okay. See, we didn't have some of this stuff with some of these other cases. But see, now there's the CETO call. So that is something to think about. I'm not trusting their autopsy nor toxicology report. Yeah, I'm a definitely question it, but I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to see it. So that Dr. Mitchell can finish the second autopsy. Right, right. They got to figure out how to tell them they don't have, ooh, you don't think so, Irma? So y'all have to know everybody should not be out here talking right now. Got you. Tone Shifter said that they're going to hold the autopsy results into the grand jury. That way the family's lawyers don't have time to examine the findings or dispute them. They call it, a prosecutor's playground. Yep, they set the rules. I thought about that, Javon, also because he came out and then went ghost. I was thinking he knows something but was told to keep quiet. I think so. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free.
To everyone with brown skin, please let me formally apologize because I do not share the views and the thought patterns and anything to do with what the people that share my skin color have. But I apologize for these small-minded people because as someone who was raised around nothing but small-minded racists, I grew a brain myself and decided what I wanted to pick as right and wrong. And I'm so sorry that not all of us feel this way, but I promise you, I feel so passionately about this that I will do everything that I can in my power to never stop running my lips to help just shed light onto what y'all go through. I love you, but I had to do this. I got to get in the shower. Bye.
Nancy Grace has had her
producer, so we're gonna pause that
enhance the
there.
CETO.
She was speaking a lot of different facts, y'all. She was speaking a lot of facts, and she was gathering, as she, was saying her people. She was gathering them, and I wholeheartedly agree with some of the statements. We've even made some of the same points, but sometimes some people will only listen to some people, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, no problem. We're all after the same justice. Exactly. All white people in Mississippi are not racist. No, I don't think so. All she has to do is go to the feds and local public officials are involved. There is no excuses at this point. This could be a RICO and could reopen old cases. This is going to be a huge case in the end. Yes, and if y'all didn't follow yesterday, on yesterday, um, we talked coming up, people in that community. So that is something to consider, how all of the politics of it all could possibly affect the outcome of this case. Okay, one lady, Lynn Fitch, she's the attorney general right now. She's running for governor. Tate Reeves' time is up. So she is running for governor. The judge, her time is almost up. She is running for re-election. She's the only one in that position, okay, to run in her place right now. So unless they have someone that's going to run against her, they're going to say someone took the organs before they got the body. Also watch there be undetermined. You think so? What she said about Nancy Grace. Oh, okay, got you. They're looking for someone to blame. Why is the jury so quiet? Oops. Uh-oh. Now, y'all, before I went to sleep last night, I noticed that the coach, okay, Wyoming, baby, everything they post, some people are committed. They go over there, y'all. They go over there in the comments, y'all, and they are putting all kind of things about the Simpson man, okay, over in the comments. And so yesterday, the coach, okay, his football coach, because we know that the new season is starting. So the Simpson man's coach did a press conference and addressed this whole situation as it pertains to Bart. Okay, and we're going to tap into that press conference. Let's see. This is a big case, bigger than Nolan Wells. We just need to get Trump and Cash Patel out of office. Okay, is given the have and have nots. Come on now. Did you know that the bold video from Tatorhead is under dispute because it's a video, but no one is moving? Seems to be a picture turned into a video. Really? I didn't see that. Well, they have to continue to increase it once it hits its goal, just like the GoFundMe. If you notice that people that have GoFundMe accounts, once it hits the goal, they raise the goal because they've already gone the goal and they don't want people to stop giving. They're like, oh, y'all got it. So they increase the goal. They're almost, 200,000 in? I think they're gonna, yep. Okay. That Barbara all over social media. We already clocked that yesterday. Hey, Pilot J, and didn't I tell y'all he was gonna be on Officer Tatum's next? And guess what? He was. We're gonna tap into a little of that. Because I'm from Mississippi. Okay, got you. I appreciate that. All right, let's get into this. Make sure y'all tap that like button.
Regarding the tragic death of Nolan Wells in Mississippi, and the very public social media link to one of our players, Bart Edmiston. At no time since July 4th has we been aware in any way, shape, or form, has it come to our attention that Bart Edmiston has been a suspect, ever been a suspect, or currently is a suspect. We have no information that has ever linked him to this. Okay. And so that's where that's at. We'll have no further comment on it until the.
Now, I'm that's hard to believe that when you say, yeah, he may not have been a suspect, but any other information that could have linked him to this. Sir, where have you been? Hiding under a whole rock? Okay, this Nolan Wells case is all over. And that Cito call, Nancy Grace, Don Lemon. A lot of these bigger platforms have been covering this. So what do you mean? You didn't hear when someone said those comments under y'all's IG posts where people are telling y'all that he needs to be off the team until this investigation is complete, just like you're saying, okay, that you don't want you here. Hey, he's not a suspect and all of that. The investigation is ongoing, but guess what? His name is in a call where this young man allegedly lost his life, or the beginning of the loss of his life. Okay, that's big enough. People are telling y'all on the IG. They're telling y'all about justice for Nolan. And go and listen to the call for yourself. It seems like he's just basically trying to defend him and say, look, child, this is our number one punter. Okay. This is our number one punter. We need him. We need him in this upcoming season. Now, y'all, tell me your thoughts about this. Now, someone just put in the comments that the Wyoming, thank you, Ian, because I wanted to talk about this. The Wyoming football team is 70% black. 70% black. Now, what do y'all think some of those black boys are thinking or possibly saying on campus this season surrounding this Nolan Wells case? You think any of them coming up to him like, hey, dude, how you doing? Now, let me ask you this. Why they say your name on the boat? Think they actually asking him? They side-eyeing their teammate? How do you think those black boys are feeling during this season? Okay, any of them gonna question him? Although the police, hey, he's gonna say the police didn't even, question him as a suspect or anything like that. He's been so forthcoming with his list of potential witnesses, and he's backing campus. Okay, but they just gonna ignore the fact that we heard something had happened on that boat, and one of the girl or the guy said, damn it, Bart. Okay, so what did he do? We still waiting for them to just say what he did in the moment. We haven't even heard. Did he drop something? Did something spill over? Did he step in something? Did he accidentally get water on someone? Like, what happened in that moment? How do you ignore that fact? And that he's been all on TMZ. They've been talking about it too. So you mean you don't watch TMZ either? I don't understand how you're saying it like you haven't heard anything, sir. Mississippi, we don't mean everyone when we say racist. We're talking about law enforcement and racist. Okay. Oh my gosh. He never said condolences either. A mess. They don't care. It's because we are chalked out Indians are half the population. So we are not. I went to see Bart get CTE on live camera in the NFL with his mama watching. You wrong for that, Pilot J. Wait, I need to say something. What do you mean by that? He know exactly what's going on. Exactly. Okay, he is basing his comments on is not what you know, is what you can prove. Yes. Say that again and welcome. Yes, you're right about that. It's what you can prove. But you can't gaslight us, okay? Because you've seen some of this. You've seen some of what is going on. Yes, he may not have been identified as a suspect, but sir, his name is in the call. Okay, it's been all over Nancy Grace. It's been over TMZ. You've heard his name. So have y'all at least questioned him about what did he do in the actual call? Why were they saying, damn it, Bart? So quit ignoring that. Okay. Hey, beautiful dreamer, welcome. Right pouring into you. Yes, I like that name too. He would get drugged every day till he quit on my team. Because I want to know what those guys are thinking and saying. Yeah, it's hard to believe the coach doesn't know about all of this. Please stop it. It's gaslighting. It's called gaslighting. That's what they're doing. He doesn't want to lose him off the team this season. He knows this is his senior year. He has a potential of going to the NFL. Okay? Miss us with it.
The matter is the official investigation is completed. Bart doesn't have a defense attorney and never has had a defense attorney. His family does have a personal attorney, Russell Latino, who was retained to fight defamation issued against Bart and his family. And so any other comment or questions that you want regarding that and Bart would be directed at Mr. Latino. But as far as us in the program right now, again, like I said, we have had no information. Nothing has been brought to our attention that he was ever a suspect or is a suspect. So
He waiting for the official. He's a suspect. Okay. You are right about that, Smiley. Donations go a long way at these schools. You better clock that. Okay. You better clock it because, hey, they don't want to, it is diabolical. Black people in Mississippi, grandparents have told us we're all the real Indians. In my opinion, they knew that Nolan had an upcoming football related appointment. Yes, definitely. They probably tried to give him something to make him have a positive blood urine analysis to knock him out of the running. Ooh, okay, Greer. Ooh, come on now. That is so unfortunate. I'm hoping that didn't happen, but that's always stuck with me is they didn't want Monday to come. Okay, this strategically, in my opinion, happened before he could make it to that Monday practice and into his new season. He probably would have been into the Division One. Okay, and so I don't know why that just keeps coming back to me about that opportunity. Now that spicy lawyer, he was throwing it out there like the spicy lawyer is like just for defamation. Some of them have even hired Donald Trump's defamation lawyer. Child, they're more concerned with what people got to say about them than being guilty of something. Okay. How you get defamation lawyers, but you don't have a possible criminal defense attorney in case with your name all up in the media? So that shows the privilege of it all. Child, let me stop people from talking about it, shut it down, censor before I even have to prove my innocence. Come on, I want y'all to clock that. Donald Trump's defamation attorney, some of these boys have now retained. Why are you concerned more so about defamation? Is it because some of the stuff that the people are saying could possibly be true? Like, really think about that. Okay? Really think about that. They defame themselves. Come on now. Old Miss left because he said it was so racist. So it's not like Ocean Springs is known for anything. Okay. Right. Is he the next Aaron Hernandez? I don't know. Facts, they're going to put a little extra sauce on them tackles during practice. He better wear all them pads they give him. Come on now. Nothing. He was questioned. They requested to search his boat. Yeah, right. So he overlooked all of that. They requested to search his boat. But see, why is it that if this was a young black man, and y'all try not to bring race into it, but certain stuff, like we got to look at it. Why is it never, oh, he's innocent until proven guilty? They had already made Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder before he even had a trial. Why is it, oh, we're going to wait till the investigation is complete? Why is that never a reason when it comes to our young black guys, that they've already been found guilty before they get done with the investigation? Okay, no, if your name is involved and you're having to hire an attorney and all of this, I'm going to put you on pause this season until we make sure you're not a suspect. See, hasn't or currently is does not mean will not be. Come on now. So until we know you will not be one, then hey, we're going to put you on pause. But see, like someone said, people don't want to lose those donations. Okay, you don't want to lose your people so that you can. That's very critical in these sports things. You will have in high school sports very great football players, okay, but they failing in the classroom. But do you know a coach will ignore the academics? Some parents will even ignore academics and that you're failing in the classroom just so they can win at football and sports to have a potential chance for the NFL or the NBA. What? But then you don't know nothing. Okay, come on now. It needs to be a balance. And some of these people do. Okay, they give preference to the ones that's buying the uniforms, that's giving the team. Yeah, your child gonna get to go and play every season. They in every game. Let me give y'all a little extra. These people have money. Okay, so I agree with that. Let's see here. This is telling and also showing how deep the rabbit hole goes. Exactly, Tay. Yes. I don't know about you, but I pray twice a day for everything evil to fall on their people. That's why I need to forewarn y'all. Do you have a phone line? Oh, okay, got you, Brandy. Okay. Welcome, Carmelo. I appreciate you for being here. Yeah. Karen Michelle said we only know that they have a criminal attorney if they announce it, so I'm not fooled. Trust me, they have one. They so crooked they probably have one on payroll. Oops, you better clock it. Hey, L. Well, if the media got something wrong, it could be. Yep, they have booster clubs. Our school, you couldn't play with under a 3.0 GPA. Wow. Now Ocean Springs is associated with Nolan Wells Erda more than crab boils. Oops, I'm breaking up again. Okay. Thank y'all for letting me know quickly. Is that better? The families are their boosters, allegedly. Can one of y'all, hey Tabitha, I watched a movie in Lifetime called Death of a Cheerleader. A mother unalived another girl so her daughter could become, Ray Ray. That happens, y'all. I'm telling you. That thing a lot of people are not focusing on is that whole football. Who would have had a stake in it and could have earned or gained something in Nolan not being here for that opportunity? That is something I keep going back to. Okay. Am I better with the sound? Let's see. Hey, Simone, I believe it shows something why they won't show that report or they needed time to try to fix that report. Okay, thank you. And does know more. Is Gabby the one that's supposed to have been on the other island? No, that was Lainey Naquin, Simone. I pray that God pulls back the curtain and reveals everyone involved in the situation. Exactly. Okay. All right. So next on our agenda. Now, some people were saying when I shared my short, they were like, "Is that AI?" No, it wasn't AI. Hey, Delta Roots, but this was from the Officer Tator's live on yesterday. Okay, now he did that guy. Okay, somebody called him the fake. What he what's what's the basketball player's name? Um, James. Wait, is it James Harden? What's his name, y'all? The basketball player. They call this guy the fake James Harden. I think it's Harden. Uh, basketball player. I was tickled because I had never thought about that. But we are Hardy. Yes, we had already clocked this man. James Harden. There it is. They called him the fake James Harden. I was like, oh my gosh. He did. And once I saw that, I said, oops. But we already knew that this guy, is it Harden or Hart? Okay, James Harden. Okay. We already knew this man was going over to the officer's platform next. We already knew that. Okay. And they fed right into it. You see how predictable some of these people are? We already knew that not the we already knew what these people were going to do. And they fell right into it. Okay, who was that? Skull said. Shout out to Skull and the gang. I knew somebody said that last night. I saw it in the caption or something on YouTube. Child, I was tickled. Okay. Just tell the story, people. The story will either incarcerate or exonerate. Exactly. Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if they planned it, child. But he went on over there, not the Pillsbury barber, Okay. And he was trying to talk some sense first into the officer, former Officer Tator. Okay. And so I want y'all to hear this because while he was talking to him, Officer Tator decided he wanted to do an apology to Nolan Wells' mother, Christine. Now, some people have perceived this to be like a narcissistic type of apology and that he wasn't really genuine or that they felt that he, it was real. So I want y'all to hear it for those of you who have not heard it and tell me your thoughts in the comments.
Hurt nothing. I'm not trying to do that. I'm constantly, here's what started me down this path. I saw so many people that was upset and we got to do this and do that, and I was trying to be the voice of reason, saying, let's please wait. Can we please wait? And nobody wanted to wait. And I'm like, y'all don't know what to go do.
Right.
Can we wait for something to come out to find out? And I really do hate Officer Tatum. And I'm gonna tell the viewers something. Everybody, they hard on you. They feel you hate black people. I guess that's how they feel. But I'm gonna tell you something. The man has a genuine heart. Just like all of us, I got a genuine heart. Sometimes things don't come out the way we feel it, but Christine, his mother, I hate that they are internet bombing her. She lost a child in a mysterious manner. Nobody knows, or it hasn't came out yet, what the truth is. Because somebody knows something, it's just we don't know yet.
Right.
So however she's acting, whatever, she's saying, me personally, I give her grace in that area because she's emotional. She's all over the place right now. Her husband is all over the place. He's emotional. They are still emotional. Man, this is how traumatic can something be? This is very traumatic.
True.
So I wanted to say that on everybody's behalf, and I hope everybody leave her alone. Stop internet bombing her. That's not deserving because you can feel in the kind of way you want to feel. You don't even have to agree with the people that she's running with, but you got to understand that is a woman who just lost her real child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And please, people, I'm pleading to you on Officer Tatum's show. This is me to just please cease with that because you don't know what they're going through and how you can cause them to go further down a rabbit hole with their health. There's mental health involved and a lot of things.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you said that because, I when you get on the social media, you get going and you get the momentum. In policing, we call it operational momentum, which means that once it starts going, it's hard to scale back on it. And I feel what you're saying in a very genuine way, man. And I love that you said this on my show because I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to leave Christine and her husband out of this. Because I've been critical of some of the things that they've done. I know she said my name and I know she's upset with me, which I understand. However, at a respect to the family and respect for you, because I think you're a genuine man, I'm not going to bring up Christine or her husband at all. I'm going to let it go until the results are over and all that. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to make the promise to you and to everybody watching this. I'm going to let it go. Now Benjamin Crump,
I'm on him like right on right.
Right on right, stank on, you know what? He fair game. But Christine, I'll say this. Let me say this. I want this out there. People can clip this if they want to. Please. I want to apologize if I offended or hurt Christine. I didn't have any intentions to. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. As a former police officer, I tend to divorce myself from picking a side or getting too overly emotional for anybody. So sometimes they can come off as insensitive, right? Meaning that I'm looking at an investigation and I take the feelings out of it. And so I'm going straight for what's the facts, what's this? And I want her to know and the family to know that I apologize if something I said hurt them. I have no intentions of doing that. I just really want to get to the bottom of what happened. And what hurt me the most in all of this is I hate the racial division. Yes. And I felt like I wish that this would have went a different way. I wish that when this happened to Nolan, because I heard so many great things about this kid. Like he is the cream of the crop as far as young people. Everybody loved Nolan. I haven't heard a person literally, when I was interviewing Warren and talking to his family, they're tearing up and crying talking about Nolan, on how great of a young man he was. I wish that the conversation could have stayed.
I call cap on the crying, but the truthful part was how great of a kid he was. Okay. Or a young man he was. Okay. I call cap on the crying, child. You could miss us with that. Okay. He's a crook, a crock of, and he can take his apology and shove it where the sun don't shine. Okay. Right. He wants people to clip it for sound bites. Oh, I clipped it. All right, Ray. You know why I clipped it? I wanted to clip it and keep it so we can refer back to it. Because, see, I know how people like this move, okay? They will say it thinking you forgot about it later on when he starts coming for her again. And the thing of it is, Christine never said, he keeps making it like she said something about him, okay? She said she was not going to say anything, and Don said that's the perfect answer. Now, Don said that he didn't deserve that platform. That's when she agreed with Don. Christine never brought up any comments about him. She just agreed with what Don said. So he's trying to make it look like she can't, he wanted that attention. Okay, that's the thing. She didn't give it to him. That is another gaslighting tactic. Okay, so I clipped it for a reason, because some people like this that move like this, you got to show them receipts, because they'll say you lying to make you look crazy. Like, no, I ain't say that. No, you said it, and I'm gonna keep it. Okay, because I know how people like this move. He's scared of a defamation lawsuit. The internet been dragging him. Okay, and welcome everyone coming on in. I'm gonna keep it. Oh no, we don't think everybody is bad or anything like that in Mississippi. We can't put that on a hold, because I have friends from Mississippi. Okay, we're talking about as it pertains to this case and the people that are potentially involved, or the racist people. That's what we're talking about. Yes. Christine Elmore is likely going to be fired. No, she said that they closed that case. Yeah, they closed it, so she's good. They know what's going on. Those people know what's going on. And they need to investigate who called in with this anonymous complaint, because you are faking. That should be a charge for doing that. He know things is falling apart and don't want to look like a donkey at the end. Okay, that part. Now I believe that. Yeah, please be respectful. And that's what I've on the comments. We don't have time. Torture or systematic torture, psychological and literal, that is historic in Mississippi. Right, exactly. And I hate when people say if I've done anything to offend. No, you did. So you need to be held accountable and stand on what you did or said that you're apologizing for. Don't give me this general apology. No, what is it that you said about my child? You need to be apologizing for that, because you had no proof of that. You're just going by hearsay. No proof, no toxicology. Okay, you coming for me and my family for what? You need to talk about it. What are you apologizing for? Because this whole general, let me apologize, child, look, for what? You're not saying what you're apologizing for. And when you say if, that's canceling out the apology. You did offend. So you need to just, it's probably hard for him to do that though. People like this, it is hard for them to apologize. They don't want to apologize. Okay. They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to apologize or any of that. So that's torture to them. It's torture.
There. Let's elevate this young man who was great to the community. He's a tremendous loss to the world and everybody that he knows, his coach, everybody. And let's all come together to find out what happened. Let's this side talk to this side, get the information before we put out people that ain't got nothing to do with the business of the family in Mississippi. And so we don't have the division. So that was my whole thing that bothered me, because I see the world dividing again. Now it's black and white all over again.
God, all over again, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, here's what's going on, man. And I want people to hear me clearly. With both sides are at odds like this. For people that are not prejudiced, they now coming across as prejudiced, because they getting slammed so hard for being prejudiced, and they like, I ain't prejudiced, and then it makes them say stuff and lash back out at you. That's the human side in an individual. So the human side is lashing out and saying some things that they wouldn't ordinarily say. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Bruh, this case is just all over the place, man. But before we go further, I'm glad you did that, and I hope they accept your apology. But you probably saved me here on the Gulf Coast, man, because they've been coming for me, boy.
Man, look,
I did my job, Gulf Coast. I did my job.
Emmanuel, I want people to know.
Didn't Q Film say they boycotting? They are boycotting his barbershop. See, he didn't realize, if there's power in the dollars. I keep telling y'all, he didn't realize after that whole incident, or that I should say interview, that they were going to try to come for him. So now, see the game that they're playing. Now he wants to come on to this platform and try to, I got him to apologize to Christine. Can y'all leave me alone? No. Because see, now it's with conditions, okay? You're doing this because you want people to start supporting your barbershop. There's power in the dollar. You can't fool us. When people stop going to get their nails done in some of these shops, these Asian shops, after the whole Cyrus, I keep calling him Cyrus incident, they felt that. Okay, they were feeling it because of the dollars. Now he's trying to make it look like he's being a good old boy and coming out here to try to get the officer Tator to apologize. So now you did your job. Saying, or are you about to contradict all of that with the rest of this interview? Talking about he did his job. Please stop. You're gaslighting as well. They're gonna continue to boycott it. Okay. For our people in Mississippi, Uncle Ruckus Jr. is everywhere, not just in Mississippi. We're just recognizing the buffoonery. Oops. Okay. So all of Mississippi is suddenly family now. Exactly. Barbara doesn't want accountability or responsibility. They came for him. They probably were all up in his chat. They know not to play in Mississippi. We just need to vote and be more educated on politics and law, but we are real cowboys and Indians. Right. He will be back on here apologizing. One spitting, the other shining. Come on now. His money come from black folks. Exactly. Right. Somebody else can't either. Right. We're not buying it. These fools are more focused on race relations and not the atrocities waged against black people. Right. I agree. 4 eyes and can't see. Oh, you were born in Greenwood. Okay. Welcome, Lisa. No, Paul Bunyan. Go cut down some trees and that nasty beard carrying all kinds of bacteria and dirt. Okay. And welcome, Carmela. Thank y'all for coming and joining in at the open book. We appreciate it. He can't go to the league punting 45 yards, a punt that Pop Warner stats. Oh, so you saying he not good? Black folks don't F with the governor in Mississippi, but they keep cheating on elections and black people don't vote. Yeah, that's in a lot of places. Now he did what they paid him to do, allegedly. Child, bye. Hey, he got to eat that. What he did the other day on Don Lemon, he got to eat that. He's finding out that isn't one of the buddies. Tatum and TMZ haven't provided metadata of the picture. No, they haven't. Got you. I'm telling you, Chaba.
That I think you genuine and I'm genuine. I grew up around nothing but black people my whole life, dude. I experienced the black experience from A to B, A to Z, right? I grew up we had times where we were growing up in poverty or around poverty. My cousin them had roaches in their house. You know, we were smoking weed. I got arrested at 8 years old. You know, my stepdad was a prolific gangbanger. He knew Suge Knight. He was selling dope, you know, doing all that other stuff, man. He died from an OD. He OD'd on heroin. And all of these things I grew up with. My cousins, them going to prison for life. I got a few people that was in prison for life. My other cousin, he getting out. I've been supporting him for I don't know how many years. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I went to Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School in the middle of the hood in Stop 6. I got tats all over me. I got my hood on my forearm. You know, I got Young Savage on my stomach. I got gold teeth in my mouth.
You had it all going on.
I done went from poverty, middle class, poverty. And when I say poverty, my parents weren't poor.
Shout out to Cashapp for the super chat and for being a sponsor. She said the family doesn't know this man allegedly. Right. And y'all, that's what I'm not understanding. How are all these people coming on saying that they know the family, that they're close to them and so forth, but then the family doesn't know them? Okay, what is happening? This is crazy work. I just don't understand it. He's genuine lies. Okay, how's that the Black experience? And you know, in that area, Fort Worth, where he comes from, is a low income area, which is why, and it's a Black, the school he went to, because someone just posted on Facebook and posted his picture saying, which one of y'all claiming him from Dunbar? Because that's a Black, predominantly Black school. And I'm just, his whole mentality now and his viewpoint, what happened to him? I keep going back to that, over that area, child, or whatever happened to his life or his family. Like, how can you come from an area like that and then have this whole mentality? It's so confusing to me. Okay, and then you're saying you went to jail, you did this, you did that, but you're a whole Trump supporter, conservative. Like make it make sense. I'm not understanding that. That's poverty that was forced on us. We didn't all grow up with roaches. Right, exactly. Okay, because my mama did not go for that, child. Okay. She never. Okay, if anything ever right, that was the norm in every Black household. Come on, please. And no offense to anybody who does. Okay. What got me with Tator Cop is said he would cry for Charlie Kirk, but not his son. Yeah, I heard that. I heard he had said that because I didn't follow him. I didn't know who he was prior to this case. The families who threw them out to the wolves, they better sink or swim. So the white experience is having two parents that did crime and provided a better life for their kids. Even if you think about Carmelo's family and then also Nolan's families, they also come from two-parent households, okay? And their families are not in trouble and all of that. So, I mean, that's huge too. So they cannot use the old thing that they want to go and blame the victims. They can't use that in these cases. Tatum knows that them YT folks are going to unalive him too. Oops. His story might be true, but I just can't imagine it. Yeah, they said he did grow up in that area. My cousins moved here from Maryland on the honor roll and tested 2 grades lower. Ooh, wow. Yeah, good Lord. Jen said the roaches are from Germany. You don't need to be in the hood to have less than prominent white area schools. Right, exactly. You're right. We never have roaches either. Is that a Black thing? Right, that's what some people think. My father owned his barbershop and hair salon and bought properties in the 1970s while my mother was a teacher. I'm so proud of what my dad accomplished while being oppressed in the 1960s and 70s. Right. And that's an honor to be a part of that type of family as well. Roaches are a problem. Cycle. Okay, clock that. Now you want to see it in its entirety, you can check out the Officer Tatum channel to see that in its entirety. Now I want to go over to We Are Human, because Ian was telling me about this video. Now, I have not seen the whole video, but I do follow him on IG. And he posted a video about Tristan possibly being on the boat. Okay, because y'all, we have been side-eyeing Tristan. And y'all, I want to see what he has to say.
Shit, I stand corrected in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. I guess Tracy Shepard was on one of them boats in the photos that I showed. Let me show y'all, but I didn't think this was Tracy Shepard.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So here's a picture that he is showing that is allegedly Tristan Shepard. What is it with the white cap? Now, wait, let me find out that Tristan had a white cap and had given that cap over to Katie. Okay, let me find out about that, if that happened. Because what is it with this white cap situation?
This is a better photo. I don't know how somebody got this better image right here, but they put it in my comment section. And sure as shit, that looked like it's Tracy Shepard to me. I stand corrected, everybody. So in other videos, I said that I did not see Tracy Shepard on the videos, as well as I said that I believe this was to be Elijah Johnson and or Bryson Smith. Bryson Smith, I also added that his mom stated that he was in Florida. This is not Elijah Johnson and or Bryson Smith. This is Tracy Shepard, everybody. This looks like this would be Tracy Shepard right here. Somebody also noticed those gold chains right there, and then also commented a photo with Tracy Shepard with those chains on a different occasion than the 4th of July. So I stand corrected. Tracy Shepard was on one of them boats, everybody. And also, I want to shout out to Nancy Grace. I know that some people don't like Nancy Grace, and that's fine. Sometimes we're going to disagree with people. I disagree with Nancy Grace at times too. But just because we disagree with somebody at times does not mean that we got to turn around and dislike them. We're going to disagree with everybody in the world at one point in time in life. And you're going to turn your backs on everybody that you disagree with? No. Because if you do that, then you'll be...
Okay. Hey, lied about that video. That was Wyatt. And you know, that goes with the story that pool person put in the story, that the argument was between Nolan and Wyatt, but they calmed down. Okay, it looks like him to me too. Right, we're gonna say allegedly. I don't think Nolan had any drugs or alcohol in his system, because if he would have had it in his system, they would have ran those results. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if he had like some beer alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Because then we see him holding a can. I was trying to see if that was a beer can. That wouldn't surprise me, being it was 4th of July, you know. But the way they're making it like he was overly intoxicated, barely stand up and stuff like that, I don't see that. Him knowing he had this upcoming practice Monday, and I don't know if he's ever been like that in the previous times. Like, you got to look at people's patterns. Has he been sloppy drunk in the past? And then his mom even said a coach had just talked to him about something, and they were talking about his future and what he was about to do and all of that, and said that he was just fine. Even Warren said during the interview that Nolan seemed to be fine. So which one is it? Okay, so I don't believe that too. Oh yeah, right, beautiful dreamer. Fake pics. Be careful, my people. Traces with the white boy that they Nolan did. You energy drink? Okay. I think that can was Photoshop. Wow. All these pics coming from the internet, they have not been proven authentic. Right. We got to see what's real and what's not, because we already saw that picture that the former officer shared, then someone ran it through Chat GPT, and it changed the whole sex of a person. Okay, it went from a female to a male. So you got to be careful on the pictures that you are believing. Okay, is it authentic? Oh, someone researched on another CC's live. Okay, T Millsap. Was it this picture that he just showed? Wyatt said either get on or off this boat. Got you. Everybody was drinking, period. That still doesn't prove what happened to him, right? Hi, just in. I'm in the chat listening. Can you stop spamming the chat with constant messages every 30 seconds? Let other people talk. Oh, she's fine. Beautiful Dreamer is fine. Nolan had any drugs in his system, they would have drugged. They would have drugged Nolan. And everyone creating their own story and timelines. Okay.
One lonely motherfucker. Excuse my language, but that's just what it'd be. Nonetheless, I want to say shout out to her for having her producer go through the extent of also enhancing the audio from the Ceto call and then also releasing that out to the public at the same time. So, and it's crazy that she felt like she needed to do that just so some people would still choose to believe that Janetta Brantley didn't do anything foul with that Ceto audio. And it shouldn't have took for Nancy Grace to feel like her producer needed to enhance the audio and make sure there was no AI or anything like that in order for people to want to change their opinions on Janetta Brantley. See, Janetta Brantley, she already had her titles and names behind her. She already put out her credentials and stuff like that and everything. So people didn't really have a logical reason to doubt her. I understand that some people were saying some bad things on her character, but just because some people running around saying bad things about people doesn't make it true. Also, even if somebody made a bad decision in their past, it doesn't mean that they're making a bad decision now. So nobody really had the right to go after Janetta Brantley the way that they did and be disrespectful and rude to her simply for enhancing the audio and putting it out there for the public to be able to hear the enhancement of the audio. There's also that guy, Robert Callahan, that also said he only ordered noise-canceling headphones and listened to the original release audio with the noise-canceling headphones, and he still heard the same things in those headphones is what he claimed that was in Janetta Brantley's enhanced audio. And after Nancy Grace did the enhanced audio or had her producer do the enhanced audio, it still seems like it was said to be the same things that was said and stated in there. I understand that.
Now, my thing is, we talked about that yesterday. Why are they continuing to have to do this enhancement? It's almost like they didn't believe hers, and then she brought in her producer. I didn't like that. Okay, like child, y'all should have done that in the first place. Okay, y'all waited on somebody else to do the work. Then now, oh, let me get mine to look at. Like, I didn't like that. Now, he said, it was pretty much the same thing. Why are people trying to ignore what is basically, you can basically hear? You hear main things like, oh my God, is he dead? No, they don't die. Damn it, Bart. Like certain things you can hear regardless of who does the enhancement. Okay, so quit trying to ignore what you're hearing. Some people are, I don't hear that. Yes, you do. You just don't want to hear it because it goes against this whole, oh, maybe it was an accident. Oh, he just drowned. He went in a rip current. Ciao, bye. First, we thought he wasn't on the boat. Okay, so stop. Why is Wyatt and Jerry so quiet? Okay. The same lady that was doxing Carmelo's family and supporters is doing the same to Janetta. Yes, I saw that. I saw that. If that was Nancy's choice, she should have been told no. Who was on all three boats at the time of departure, and what time did each boat leave the island? That's what we're still trying to find out. Because that's been my question. We need a roster of everyone that was on all of those boats. Hey, Shawana. And then we need to know what time each boat left. Now, it's this guy, Brandon Henry, on Facebook. I'm going to show y'all something in a second, what he posted, because he said that those GPS coordinates are misleading. It's leaving out some key information as far as the trip. Okay, that's why I think there are releases as far as GPS, but not everything, and for not every boat because of the trip. Now, they don't want that fight to have been between Wyatt and Nolan. Y'all know they're not gonna want that out. If that was true, that's why Tracy came out and put it on himself. Okay, he was sent too, just like these other people. Seems like he was sent out to try to cause some type of diversion. But we're onto it. We are peeping the plays. Okay, so I feel like some of this stuff is misleading and it's not giving the full details. Okay. Let's see here. Trayston, whichever his name is, that's why I think he had boat X. He did say he saved them a spot to park their boat. Ooh, That's a good point in Mama Magazine. Hey, Beauty Forever. I feel that Nolan was disciplined young man that he didn't drink alcohol. Nolan was unalive on that boat. They should have everyone at Horn Island say what boat and match the photos with AI. Mm-hmm. The captain did not record or document that he spoke either. The grandpa, he needs to be addressed. Yeah, because he said he spoke with the grandpa. Nolan wouldn't destroy his future by him. We believe. Yeah, it was that Monday. Was. And that's something his father said that he had been talking about is moving to Division One. Okay. Oh yeah, I believe that too, Irma. Some of these photos, videos are staged. And even the one that the officer shared, it looks staged. It looks like they are posing. Okay. What a way to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America and them not holding themselves accountable just like their ancestors. Ooh, clock it. Yeah.
Some people saying, well, when you're reading captions, you're hearing what you're reading. No, that's not accurate at all. I could put different captions on this video of what I'm saying right now, and you're not going to hear those words that I'm writing on that caption right there. Simply because you see some captions right there does not mean that you're going to hear that in your head. Not only that, not everybody stops and take the time to even read any captions when they on videos. I know a many a times I barely read those captions on any videos or anything like that. A lot of times when I want my ears to be able to hear what's being said, I close my eyes and I press my hands to my ears, so therefore I can hear it better with my headphones. So the first time me hearing that enhanced audio, shoot, I got ready to hear that enhanced audio. When I sat up, I closed my eyes and put my hands to my ear, and I put my other earbud in, because as y'all see, I got one ear right now when I'm recording.
And also, let me just say this. When that little snippet we heard that night, and I came live and we talked about it, there were no. I just listened to it on the picture on the video. I just listened to what was being said, and I'm like, wait, what is this? Okay, so like he said, just because you're putting words in front of people, you'll be able to know if it's matching what you're hearing. You don't even have to look at the captions for those videos. Just put your headphones in, okay, and just listen. You don't have to read it. So that there, no, I'm not. I'm not falling for it. Katie is a diversion. She was on the Titanic with Bart and his friends. Pink Panda already debunked the myth that she wasn't with them when she indeed was according to the photos that she posted. And yes, and also remember the other video we just looked at last night. She was also allegedly supposed to go to the party too. Uh-oh. But see, their whole path is almost like they were dropping people off the way that they were circling through that area in the water. Right, Tabany. Gaslighting people, but we heard it. Right. All I hear is Cat Williams listening to him.
I put two in to hear it, and I was getting prepared for it because I knew I was finna hear a recording. So therefore, I prepared to hear something, not to read anything. I understand that may be how you feel about the situation, and you're okay to feel about the situation how you want to feel about the situation. That's your opinion. The problem comes in when you try to interfere with somebody else's opinion and or how somebody else feels about a situation. Each and every last one of us have our right to our feelings, our emotions, our opinions, our perceptions on things. So just because you have yours does not mean that it's correct. It just means that it's yours. Just because there's other people that share yours with you doesn't mean that it's correct. It just means that you got other people that share yours with you. Just because other people share mine with me doesn't mean that I'm correct. It just means that other people share that opinion and that perception with me. It does not make either one of us correct. And it doesn't make either one of us right to go around and try to interfere with somebody else's opinion on things.
Okay, now Greg said the pool party theory. Plus Warren said he went to the pool party and was speaking to someone's dad. I bet Nolan phone pinged at that pool party house. It's possible. I thought about that, Greg, and also I thought about when Warren said allegedly someone called him. He didn't say who. He said a guy called him and was like, "What's up with all this Nolan stuff?" Right, and said the guy was very upset, and then asked where they were and told him. Next thing you know, that's when a girl with 8 or 9 guys, and Javon's mom showed up at the house. So either because Javon said when he opened up Snapchat, that's how he was able to track the location. Either it was through the Snapchat location feature, or it was whoever that guy was, okay, that's who talked to Warren, and Warren shared where they were. That's how Javon got that info to tell his mom. I don't know who that guy was, but that seems like the same guy that came over there, and him and Warren stepped outside talking about Nolan being heavily intoxicated. Okay, like they were coming up with something. So I don't know. That's a very good point. I swear I thought it was Cat Williams. Right, he do sound like him. Now, what part was debunked of Mama Magazine as far as Panda? Because we got to be careful, and the reason I say that is some people I've noticed, and I just be on the outside looking in. Okay, this is not how I think, but sometimes I be on the outside looking in, and some people want to be the first to release some stuff. If they're not the first, then they are like trying to throw shade at the person who did release some things. So just be aware that that happens. I'm not saying that happened with this person because I don't even know who you're talking about, but those things can happen. They want to be the one to figure it out, to be the first, and so forth. Y'all, it's no race. Whoever figures it out, y'all, get us there. Okay, we should all be working together to try to figure this out and get to the finish line. I don't care who came up with it first. If I see it, look, let's talk about it. What y'all think about it? But all this throwing shade at people and trying to, like, unless you're giving some valid info and you are genuinely trying to help the cause and say, well, I think if she would have done this, or I feel like if she, I noticed this part with this and add to it, then I see that. But we just trying to purposely debunk people because they weren't the first one to say it or something like that. Like, child, that's starting to become petty. Okay, like let's all work together to try to get to the bottom of what happens. And I've seen this happen in multiple cases where it starts to become a whole divide, y'all, and it shouldn't be that way. But I have noticed that in multiple cases where it seems like people on one accord when it starts off, but then it turns into a sort of competition, or a sort of, their information wrong, I want to be right. Like, oh, that's bothersome. But I want to just see what y'all have to say about that. If there was something debunked that I need to think a little deeper about. You see what I'm saying? This case has me dizzy. My head is spinning. Okay, it's something different every day. Neurodivergent minds are special. Pink Panda can't help hyper focusing. That's why she mentioned, yes, she did mention her own ADHD. And like, because if you notice, you do have to pause because she goes from topic to topic. Yes. Okay, the Katie video say certain photos and stuff wasn't Katie. On the ones that she shared, the Katie from that batch, is that what they're saying? Let's see. They have to throw division into the case to cause confusion. Right. Okay, it shouldn't be. We should all be coming together. Right. That's the part. Because I just be peeping stuff. I don't really talk about it too much, but I do peep that, and it's happened in multiple cases. So I get prepared for that when it starts happening. I just want y'all to also be aware that those types of things do happen when it comes to these types of cases, that people look like they're on one accord, but eventually will start to cause division. Just be in the know. Okay. Now I'm gonna get off that soapbox. Who are the witnesses in this case? All I see are suspects, even Katie. Katie appears to have lied and warned. Is anybody a decent human being that saw what happened? Come on now. Who out there really knows what happened that could tell us that, this can't be on my conscience? I saw what happened and I want to share what happened on that boat. Where are those people? Okay. Where are those people? Hey, bro, Jay, it's ridiculous because we all have pieces of info and I get notifications all the time and I'm thinking it's something substantial, but it's not. Right. I have ADHD. We are known as geniuses. Right. Police do release bad facts to people on this clock too. Look at how it draws serial killers to correct the media. Okay, come on now.
You have your emotions on things. I have my emotions on things. See, what we get better at is to try to understand each other's emotions. I understand your emotions. Can you be big enough to stop and understand mine? understand that many a times, year after year after year, we see people simply just get away with things from not a thorough investigation being done about it? Can you understand that many of people don't want to see that happen in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells? So therefore, many of people want things investigated thoroughly, since that the state of Mississippi has the history that it has towards being racist towards people of color. I understand. Right now, you're getting ready to say that that's the past. Let's move on from the past. People are trying to move on from the past. The problem with moving on from the past, you can't move on from it when the same things continue to happen today. Absolutely.
Exactly. This is the thing. Right when we think we got it, okay. Hey, Hanada. Right when we think, okay, y'all, we figured this part out. Child, the next was something else. Okay, you like, well, I thought we had already talked about that. I thought it was this. So this is why we can't get from the past, because then we thought Katie wasn't there. Oh, so now allegedly Katie I'm saying may have been there. That changes certain things. The whole conversation then starts to change. Okay, just like people thought the Simpson man wasn't there, then you hear his name in an audio. Warren says his name during the interview. So he was there. So that changes the conversation. So every day it is something different in this case. Who was there? New picture, new photo. Y'all should have put all the pictures and videos out in the beginning. Okay. Why all of a sudden we're seeing new pictures, new videos? I was there. This happened. New posts. Come on now. So everybody feel comfortable sharing everything right now, I guess. Oh, okay. If everyone of you in this chat has a son that gets this intertwined with the most powerful families in your country, city, and this happens, you should expect the same outcome. Shawana said, I feel like they need to look at the timeline of the people that were out there at the same time that day to see if maybe they can catch something happening from someone, that unknowingly posts something, right? But then they have to find out who was all out there, because it was a lot of people.
Absolutely. It may not be happening every single day. You might not be seeing it thoroughly, but a many of people, and I mean a many of people that live down there in Mississippi has been coming out and saying the same thing is Mississippi is racist. And you might not run into the racist people out here in Mississippi directly on your day-to-day, but you're going to run into racist people inside of those offices that's down there in Mississippi. And they just said a many good times. They didn't watch them cover things up a many good times down there in Mississippi. Now, when are we as a people going to start listening to each other and understanding each other when each other is saying things to each other rather than dismissing each other's emotions? I don't live in Mississippi. I've never been down to Mississippi to spend time in Mississippi, so I don't know how things work down there. So therefore, yes, I'm going to more than likely listen to people down there in Mississippi that says, hey, look, this racism is still happening down here in Mississippi inside of our offices down here, and they're not going to thoroughly investigate this to really get down to the bottom of it. So therefore, absolutely, many of people with a heart to care about 18-year-old Nolan Wells as well as his family and what happened inside of this situation and want the truth just to come out, absolutely we should use our hearts to care and to try to do what we can for the truth to be pushed and forced out. Lie? No. Nobody should want to lie in order for the truth to be pushed out. But to dig into the situation, to try to figure out what lies have been told, to try to understand things better, absolutely. And if people feel like they're hearing something on that CETO call, absolutely. They should push for an investigation be done on that CETO call, because I truly don't feel like a thorough one has been done. Because if truly a thorough investigation on that CETO call has been done, clearly there's no way all of these other people are going to enhance that audio and come up with basically that same exact audio where you can hear basically almost the same exact thing. But yet the FBI and the ones investigating the 18-year-old Nolan Wells case haven't been able to come up with it. But we've seen how fast they was able to arrest people for alleged threats that they sent out to the families. Rightfully so that they arrested the people that's sending out those threats, because people shouldn't be sending threats to nobody, especially when you don't know if somebody's guilty of something or not. And even if you do know that they are guilty of something or not, there's still no reason to stop and send threats at people. Want justice, want accountability, want that person or those people to be locked up and to be put behind bars and for true justice to be served. Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay, he's right about that. Now, there have been 3 arrests due to death threats. Will there be an arrest for this bogus anonymous complaint to Christine's job? Her and her family have also okay, been threatened. So they even received mail. Okay, so what's happening on that side as well? I think we're not seeing any arrest or any people being brought in relation to the actual case itself. This is causing people to have these thoughts of what is really going on there in Mississippi. Okay, is there some type of treatment for some, but not for all? It's very questionable. Okay, stuff in all the, yes, he's already stated that. Yes. Okay. What's bogus about it? They, for one, did it anonymously because if it was real, go ahead and put a name on it and tell what really happened. And also, they looked into it and the case is closed. We know if you got anonymous people contributing, probably one of those same anonymous people that's contributing to the fund. If you so confident in your stance and you feel that the boys are really targeted and this is so unfair, put a name on it. Byron Allen put his name on his little donation, which was not little. When I say that, I meant just, little to him. That's big to us. Okay. 100,000, child, and he put his name on it. So some of those same anonymous donors that's over there, and most of them are anonymous. It's probably one of the same anonymous people that contacted the state board. She has never received a complaint. Why would she get a complaint now? It hasn't even been working. The timing of it all is off. If you're gonna make a complaint, make it when she's actually working. That gave it away as well. Okay, so miss me with that. The DA is just as horrible as the sheriff and medical examiner. Right. Okay. The grand jury would be 15 people in Jackson County. It's obvious none of them are getting indicted or going to jail. That's what makes me nervous. Okay. Not trying to make any arrests for what has happened or is happening to Black people. Right. And mail is federal. Where are the arrests for the threats to her? Right. That's a federal offense. Okay, but we so busy looking into one direction, but we not looking into all. That's a whole federal offense, so that should have been taken very seriously.
Said the best. The time is always right to do right, which means that even if somebody else is doing wrong, it's not the time for you to stop and do wrong. If you want to see right being done, continue to do right. So therefore, right can be done for you. But at the same time, I would like to see them put that same effort into finding out exactly who did what to 18-year-old Nolan Wells and getting down to the bottom of it. Because we all know that this case is fishy than a mug in its state. And we all know that something foul didn't happen in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. And we know something foul is going on in that investigation. And, well, that's my opinion. I don't know if it's everybody else's opinion, but I didn't say that many of your people have that opinion. And I know some people don't think that nothing foul is going on. Like I said, that's your right to have that opinion. I'm not trying to force you to change your opinion. What I'm trying to tell you is stop trying to force other people to change their opinion and or to tell people that they wrong about their opinion and or they're going to be wrong about their opinion. They just want to see justice served if justice needs to be served. But we can't see the foul things that truly happen inside of this situation without them thoroughly investigating this situation. And that's where the problem comes in. Well, shit, I stand corrected in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells.
Okay.
I guess Tracy Shepherd.
Shout out to Official We Are Human for that clip. I definitely agree with a lot of what he has stated during that. Let's see here. And it needs to be fair. It needs to be a thorough investigation. Time is ticking, y'all. It's today, y'all. It has been a month since Nolan Wells's body was found. Oh, hold on one second. Fateful morning, July this. Okay, now we don't know during that time of how long his body had been in that water, been out there, but we know between July the 4th and July the 5th, something happened, something took place, okay, between that time. And we're still to this day trying to get to the bottom of what happened to him. Now, I wanted to show some of this info from Brandon Henry. He's been also sharing information, photos, videos. He's been doing FOIA requests and all of that. And so I wanted to share some information. Now, I'm not a big boat person, but certain things I can kind of understand. But some of the technical, so I'm gonna warn you ahead of time. Some of y'all may actually follow it a little better, but it makes sense on if some of the information has not been downloaded, then we don't have the full scope of things. Okay, all this needs to be happening outside of Mississippi in order to have things be done closer to what it should be. Right, exactly. I did discover on the National Park Service website that persons can camp in or on Horn Island. Warren said they could not camp. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. At least we were able to keep this case from being ignored and closed. That part. That part. It is a lot of money involved. Believe me, justice will be. All right. Right to this part. Okay, so his name is Brandon Henry. Let me make sure y'all can read this. Okay, I think I do have it big. Okay. So Brandon Henry stated that Nolan Wells case file update, misleading MDMR GPS data points. Now, the MDMR documented the Triton's electronic track, but it did not narrate the physical transition from the crowded party setup to the slow northbound tow or departure. Now, what the official GPS summary actually says, this is what the MDMR's extraction says, okay? So at 11:14 a.m., the Triton arrives at the west tip. 11:15 through 4:30 p.m., GPS points are consistent with a stationary position. Then it says from 4:31 to 5:24 p.m., the Triton moves north for about 2.75 miles between 0.06 and 4.2 knots. At 5:25 p.m., now y'all, even that right there is a gap, okay? 4:31 to 5:24, like what were y'all doing in that time frame? Okay, so that was even questionable when I saw that. Okay, because I know that they were moving slow, but what was taking place on those boats even in that time frame? Then at 5:25, it regains normal operation and accelerates to 30 to 35 knots. Okay. Now that describes what the chart plotter recorded, but not. Okay. Now these are the limitations. These are the things that does not explain. When the anchor was raised, whether the Triton was beached, anchored, rafted, or floating free, when the water ingress problem began, who first moved aboard or off the Triton, when Bart's tow line was attached, whether another boat first pulled the Triton away from the party line, where the passengers were during those stops, and how long the preparation took. So the public timeline merely says the caller requested help around 4 p.m. That private help was obtained. CETO never rendered. Triton began its recorded departure at 4:31. It also acknowledges that it remains unclear exactly which portion was under tow. So the crucial distinction, MDMR does not expressly say that the Triton remained in the photograph party formation until 4:30. It says the GPS was consistent with a stationary position. Those are not necessarily identical statements. Now that's a good point. Okay, if it's saying it is consistent, that doesn't necessarily mean that it was. Are y'all assuming like Katie was? Okay. Come on now. Several things could occur while Triton's GPS remains essentially stationary. Palm Beach or the other neighboring boats could move away. That's why we need it for all of the boats. People could unraft boats. Passengers could transfer between vessels. Triton's anchor could be retrieved while another boat held it in approximately the same position. The Triton could rotate or swing around its anchor. A tow line could be prepared before forward movement, began. So the party configuration could visibly change around the Triton without the Triton track showing meaningful travel. However, that explanation only works for relatively local rearrangement. It would not adequately explain a movement of hundreds of yards from a beachside party line to a materially different offshore coordinate, while MDMR categorized the boat as stationary. Okay. Now let me see what y'all seeing right quick, because we covered a lot in just that little portion. Nolan was sacrificed. He would have been deleted on Sunday, a sun God day. Only fools, I think we are equal to them in America. We are not even if you make more money. Not necessarily, Jen. Sunday isn't the Sabbath. Y'all. We're getting off topic. All of that evidence is on the CETO audio. Let's see. Okay, let's continue. So then it says the coordinate problem matters. So the coordinates, now remember, Nerdy Pink Panda also talked about the coordinates and how she was trying to match that up with the overlay, and some things were off. Okay, we talked about that last night. Now the coordinates we heard or transcribed from the CETO call were approximately, and he put those up there, 279 meters, roughly 916 feet, or 0.17 miles apart. Now, the Cajun Navy report discusses the MDMR origin, vessel datum, and multiple supplied map points, but specifically warns that matching a point does not establish when the vessel occupied it. So we need to keep at least 4 things separate. CETO spoken coordinates from the call, Triton's last stationary GPS points before 431, MDMR's later search origin vessel datum, map pins used or compared in the Cajun Navy report. Now, the critical unanswered question is therefore not merely how did Triton leave the party configuration, it is where exactly was Triton when the CETO coordinates were communicated? And does the raw Garmin track show Triton reaching that location before 431? Or are those coordinates describing something else? That's key. Okay. The MDMR only summarized the track as stationary from 11:15 to 4:30, then northbound beginning 4:31. Okay. Now let me go down. It was something else he said that really makes sense. Was it this part? Okay. So his conclusion, the public record currently establishes stationary through 4:30, slow northbound movements starting at 4:31, and then normal propulsion at 5:25. It does not establish the operational bridge between the party setup and that 4:31 movement. The official summary is too coarse and omits a short repositioning or preparation sequence visible only in the raw GPS points. The decisive evidence would be the original, he puts the boat name, pointless, not just MDMR, the exact time and coordinate record from CETO. And the assisting, they do not provide info, y'all. MDMR reportedly contained only waypoints. So the vessel's minute by minute movement is not presently shown in the release extraction. So just by having those coordinates, y'all, it's not showing where all that boat went. It's not showing the trip. So you see how when you don't have a full picture, you can only draw a conclusion on a certain part. But that's the thing. They're not putting out everything or of thought. So he says resolve evidentiary gap, although by itself it does not prove that the movement was concealed or improper. Okay, so I think that's very key. You need to have all of the information and not just some of it to try to paint a certain type of picture. That's probably why she couldn't line up the trip. Okay. On her when she did the overlay. It was probably missing some key information, the actual trip data. Where is that? So they're leaving out some things. Later, he yelled out to someone to go unplug the bilge pump connector. So the boat was in water, but some people had to be on land. Then he was saying, get in the boat. Yes. Not we got another person that wanted some attention. Welcome to the open book. Thank you for the comment and the engagement. We appreciate all of the support. Let's see here. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Yes, it's a lot of work. Okay. Right. It's on a different type of report. But a lot of that, y'all, is not being released to the public. They are hand feeding the info that they want out there. Okay. They are hand feeding info. Notice now all of these pictures and things are coming out that should have been released earlier on. Why is it now that these things are being released? Okay. So we have to think about that. Hey, Monroe, welcome. And so it takes these technical people like Brandon, Nerdy Pink Panda that are going a little deeper into this, and some others that really know how boats and coordinates and things like that work, that are getting to the bottom of, to the general person that doesn't really know about boats and all that data like that. Hey, I'm thinking everything matched. Okay, they're saying that they were here, but it's missing other info. And when they were so willing to have that boat search, had it been allegedly tampered with, the data fixed, okay, to show certain coordinates. Like that's something some people have questions about as well. Okay. Let's see. How the mom and the boat have two different coordinates. Come on now, a mama magazine, that part. That's what I'm wondering. And a lot of them have boats. A lot of them, like the grandfather, they know how to go into these systems and know how to change some things, the configurations. I'm not saying they did, but hey, they have knowledge of it. My word today is what's going on in this chat. Okay, what is going on, child? We're going to stay focused on the task at hand. Okay. Right. So I wanted to share that. Yes, they are a volunteer group. Yes, the United Cajun Navy. There was a video that said there was a different report that had even more GPS on the boats than the first one. Right. Now, for those of you, let's see. Okay, thank you, Latte. Let me pull up. Give me 1 second. For those of you who missed the video that we watched last night, child, we not playing. We're gonna stay focused.
Y'all ready for today's Nolan Wells info?
So this is the video that we watched last night with Nerdy Pink Panda, where she was also talking about the GPS coordinates and how she was trying to match it up. So this is why I want to replay that, because that goes with what Brandon was saying. If something is off with those GPS coordinates, okay?
So first off, we remember these GPS coordinates that were plotted for us, remember? Those GPS coordinates were taken from Wyatt's boat and they were plugged into Google Earth and they developed a PowerPoint slide that we saw there that mapped out all of the points. So I decided to overlay those Google points on top of the points of the research that I'd already been doing. I discovered some interesting stuff because if they were just overlaying it on Google Earth, it should have been easy as cake, right? Well, I cannot tell you how many hours I spent trying to perfectly overlay this. Like, look at the islands in the middle here. I get them lined up and then other things won't match up. Like you'll notice, like I said, these islands, look, they aren't moving, but everything else around it isn't working. So right away, my instincts are telling me that somebody manipulated this image to cover something up. Of course, that is alleged. I can't prove that, but you know, it's supposed to just overlay. So honestly, I just did the best I could, and I mostly just focused on the top half, trying to get like the marina and the grandparents' house they went to all line up. So now we can really follow which way this boat was driving and the kind of stops it seemed to be making. And if you'll notice here, it goes right next to that marina that I was telling you guys about with the Marty McGrath, which is who, according to Katie, that she got a ride from. So they passed the marina, and as you can see, it juts out almost like it was pulling up to this dock. And then there's these two houses here, especially this house, where it seems like the boat pulled into the docks there. Then it went all the way down here. There's a little like lock area here, so you have to go through here. And it went to the bridge. And I was like, why did they go all the way to the bridge to turn around? But it turns out right here is a big old fishing pier. Then right next to that is the Ocean Springs Yacht Club. And a lot of these families are connected to the yacht club. But before I go on, I want to play a portion of this audio.
Now, that yacht club incident, I think in 2023, that they had a fire, a little brief fire there, then burn it down. But the thing of it is, in one part of the sentence, they said when the firemen checked it out, it was like an electrical fire. But y'all, they said it was a black guy kind of in the area walking away from there, and they had, I guess, checked his ID and all of that, and they saw he had a warrant. They arrested him for the warrant, but the next thing is this man was charged with second-degree arson. Now I'm like, now wait, did he really do it? Because now I'm starting to side-eye some stuff. Thank you, Shawana. I appreciate the support, sis. I'm starting to side-eye some things at this Ocean Springs Yacht Club, okay? And like she said, a lot of them belong there. On the day of July the 4th, when she said their boat passed through there, they were having festivities, okay? They had a fireworks show. They've shown pictures and so forth. So it was people there. It wasn't closed. It was very much so open. So who did they know over? Did they know anybody? Did they stop by there? That's my question as well, because they have boats there. I just want y'all to think outside of the box. Okay. Hey, Catherine. All right, let's continue.
That's supposedly like a voicemail that has been going around. It hasn't been authenticated, but it has important information. Because I'll be honest, it sounds genuine to me and it works with my data. So hold on.
But he was like, oh, I'm just going to go back with Katie. We'll be right behind y'all. We were all going to the same house, the same place. He was like, I'll be right behind y'all. Y'all go ahead without me. I'll see y'all. Like, I'm literally going to be right behind y'all, whatever. So, Wyatt and all them left because they were like, okay, he's gonna go with Katie, whatever. Well, then everybody got back in and we were all at Ava's house. And
so first off, all of us were going to go to the same place. I'm going to go in with Katie, meaning Katie was supposed to be at that party with them, or at least whoever Katie was with was supposed to be at that party, right? But that's not the important part. The important part is the name of the person who was throwing the party was Ava. Now, I found Ava. I'm not going to put her name out there, but simple Google searches will find this information. And I was able to basically just Google her name and find her address. And so the party was actually right in this yellow area. Again, I'm not going to be like pointing out people's houses, but I found it. After they leave this pier that's right next to the yacht club, they go all the way back and then they hook around and they go right next to where the party is. And then that's when they finally go and take the boat out of the water. Now, it seems to me like they were dropping.
Now, she has stated, y'all, on Secret Service Sam, she did an interview with him. We kind of tapped into some of that the other day. She has ADHD, and she said she was in theater. Okay. So she's extra dramatic with it. I love her personality. I have to keep up and pause, of course, but I see now why she's like this. But she's very much so into her content and breaking down. She's a numbers person, and so forth. What were you looking for, Latte? I missed something. Let's see. You said you finally found it. I missed what you was looking for. Okay. Was she crying? No. Was it an echo? Oh, I think that echo was on because when I listened back to my video, it was a little echo last night when I listened back to it when I was playing her video.
People off, like because look how it goes in a little bit, almost like it was pulling into this pier at the marina, like I suspected, and they were just making the rounds, dropping people off before the party. Now her family and Wyatt's family, Warren's family, they're all connected. They're also part of the yacht club stuff. All of these rich families are super close, super connected. They're taking each other's kids on vacations, etc. Well, like just in May, there was a joint birthday party. In the background of this birthday party from the beginning of May, there's Warren's mom, there's his little brother, and right there in the background is the mayor of Ocean Springs, Bobby Cox. In fact, here's another picture of him from the party, just in case that profile view wasn't enough for you. Oh, and he was tagged in the picture. Oh, and remember Lieutenant Carone, the first person on the report that we see when Nolan's mom called him in missing? Well, as it turns out, someone that he's related to, I can't pinpoint exactly how the relation is, but their maiden name is the same as his last name. Yeah, turns out they have the same last name as who? The girl whose party it was. And I have confirmed that that woman is mutual friends of the mother of the girl who threw the party. And I'm gonna go ahead and just wild guess theory. This is alleged, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the reason they waited so long to tell the mom was they were waiting to make sure that he was on shift. This is why I'm thinking more and more that they brought Nolan back to the house. Everybody got their stories straight and stuff. And then they waited to tell Nolan's mom until he was going to be on his shift and taking that phone call. Which is probably why nobody was sent out to look for him that fucking night. That's why we don't have any footage of them going back to the grandparents' house up there. That's why no pictures from this supposed party ever came out. Y'all ready for today's Nolan Wells info drop? So first off, we remember these GPS coordinates that were plotted for us, remember? Those GPS coordinates were taken from Wyatt's boat and they were plugged into Google Earth.
She just repeats it. Okay. All right, y'all. So, yeah, she has a point. Hey, Shanisa, how have you been? Let's see. Trying to see if I missed anything. Queens then said, "Holy crap!" Right, girl. I don't know if you heard that yesterday. Yes, that's the guy that's on the report, the officer. Yes, I was like, OMG, like who isn't connected? Okay. Then y'all still trying to verify before I just show the picture and all of that, because I don't want to have to go back. But just to kind of let y'all know, there's something floating around where Katie allegedly took a picture with Javon. I don't know if y'all seen that picture. Is like an older photo of them. Just like I didn't want to share. I got to really see if that's her. But yeah, that's out too. Now that's gonna be a hot mess if she'd have made some rounds, y'all. Like with Javon too. Like, wait a minute. But like I said, the one with the Simpson man, I knew that wasn't Katie. I have to look a little closer at that. Yes, the Queen's Den. That's the part that my mouth dropped. So that's probably why they haven't shown any footage of everybody coming back. See, if everything's on the up and up, just like they put the footage out of Nolan leaving with them at that boat dock, how come they have not shown them coming back? Okay, and any pictures from the pool party. Did y'all really have a pool party? Warren said he didn't even get in the pool. But you all in the pool with the other photo that y'all seeing from the 27th with your arm around Nolan's shoulders or neck. Okay. So that was odd. And then he said he was upstairs talking to her dad about boats. What about the boats? That was odd. Okay. So it's a lot of red flags, and we're questioning that alleged pool party. And when the officer came over there, then last night, y'all, I played a snippet of a video that was sent to me with the guy listening to the dispatch call of the officer saying he was headed over to the judge's house. Now that's alleged, but hey, it seemed like a legit audio little scanner. And so what was he going over there for? Then we're hearing that allegedly a boat is being cleaned and all of that. Like, y'all, it's just too many coincidences. Okay, thank you, sis. I appreciate that. You took one day off and what the hell? Okay. Shout out to Charnisa for the super chat and for being a sponsor. Thank you so much. Another thing that came up is what I was studying in the pics, the necklaces. I saw Warren with the white and red necklace on. Why was there no blue necklace? Oh, I don't know. Yeah. And then the necklace colors, they switch too. Yes. Where I live, black folks run this. Okay. Wow. Yeah, he was very young. A lot of those boys, three of them were 18, all losing their lives, unfortunately, within months of each other. Right. That's my question. What makes these photos surface now? Because you couldn't find one. Okay. And y'all, with that part too, this is what makes me mad. This is what makes me mad. And I thought about this last night. You mean to tell me out of the rows and rows of boats, there's thousands of people, right, that were out there at Horn Island. Look at how many people, if you're saying it was thousands of people out there or hundreds of people, look how many people would be okay with concealing evidence. How many of those people actually sent in photos or videos of that fight to Nolan's parents? Pictures that they have where Nolan could have been in it prior. I'm not talking about now, because now it seems like people are starting to slowly put things out. But you mean to tell me this whole case is gone nationwide and none of y'all hundreds or thousands of people have anything with Nolan and his friends in it? So y'all really do have each other's back. They really don't want Ocean Springs to look a certain type of way. Okay, somebody saw him out there. And all these other random photos where he's not even in it, miss me with those. I don't care. Where are the ones where he was caught in the background? You could see him swimming, talking to them. Where's the fight video? And then someone, Brandon, actually on his post, he said he is praying he can find it. But he said there was an original video out there and it has been wiped out of the wiped down, like off the internet. Okay, he cannot find a video where there was someone on the Trident, y'all, that was actually recording. And in the beginning of this, he saw the video, but now he can't find it. That's similar in the Romika Mix case. I swear I saw Carlos and Holly do a fist bump in the beginning. But y'all, we cannot find that video now. It's been scrubbed pretty much from the internet. Okay, and that is so weird. White necklaces and white hats. What's up with that? Oh, I got you. Okay. Could anyone find out what they were drinking in that lower left-hand pic? Yeah, that's what some people are saying, energy drinks. I don't know. It's about who you know. Now that the audio went viral, people didn't want to keep the photos. Right, exactly. Okay, so using an energy drink can for alcohol is standard for teens. At the end of the we want to know what happened to Nolan. All these distractions are taking us off track. They know what they're doing. Right, Irma? It was a video from the Trident, he said. Yeah, let me see his post again. He just posted this morning. He said, let me go back. Okay, this was 3 hours ago. He said, I am going to find the original video if it's the last thing I do. I am so close. There's a video of the Triton that I have from July 4th on Horn Island, but it's not the original. Why? Because the original has been completely wiped from the internet. I cannot find it. He said, by the way, Nolan can be seen in the background. This is 100% confirmed. The Triton and the video shows the Palm Beach and the Simpson Man's 24-foot tide line. The only thing left is to find this original video. It will help me complete the full timeline. This video was around 3 to 4:10 p.m. and Nolan appears to be alive here. Praying that I find this video. How did a video like this get wiped from the internet? Then he said, TMZ, you have all the other footage, but you conveniently skipped the one that actually has Nolan alive in it. Wow. Okay. Whoa, beautiful dreamer, 100K. Hey, Nicole. Yes. So I want to know if there is an original too. Right. That's why I keep telling people screen record, because they will remove it. Exactly. Yep. So we'll see, y'all. We will see. But thank y'all so much for tuning in on today. I want to give a special shout out. Let me do my siren to all of the sponsors. Erica, Michelle, and Trinisa. Thank you, ladies, so much for being sponsors of today's live. Also, special shout out to the mods in the building on today. I seen that video on another CC's live. Which one? From the Triton? Oh, yeah. Bra J. Yes. And the TMZ one with Javon. They were starting to delete some stuff. Right. Let's see, because it happened with the circle of the group only. They know what happened to Nolan. That's why no one is taking or talking. They were instructed to delete everything. Thank you, beautiful dreamer. Okay, got you. Okay, got you. And also, special shout out to you all, the members that are lit up in green. And welcome, Darlene. I just saw your name. Thank y'all for joining on today. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy a coffee. Those links are in the description field of the video or in the chat. I saw 3 different fight videos, but I don't know if they are all real or fake. Exactly. I want to see the one where there's a screenshot. Okay, let me see, Karen Michelle. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, look at this pic. His and all his beef. But okay, I'm wondering with that, were there multiple beads in the same color? You see what I'm saying? Like some of them had on white. You know, you can get a pack of beads. Were there a pack of beads with red, white, and blue? Because we haven't seen blue. That was a very good point. But it has multiple ones of colors, because the picture that Karen Michelle just sent shows, let me see if I can pull that. Give me 1 second, y'all. And I'm still trying to figure out if what's in their hand too. But in this photo, he has red and white. Okay, he has red and white. So let me pull this up so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay. So he has the red and white. So what was he recording something or just taking a picture? It's just odd. Okay, and he has something in his hand too, and people are trying to figure out if it's an energy drink, alcohol, or what. He definitely looks, y'all look at his eyes. Think about the interview and then think about his eyes on here. Now I ain't gonna put out there what I'm thinking, y'all, But I just want y'all to notice the difference in his eyes from on here when they were out partying and how he was looking in the interview. He looks totally different. Okay. Yes, hit the like button. Thank you, Monroe. Thank you, Inspiration. Let's see. No one has 2 sets. So you think that was one was Nolan's? Now I'm thinking the necklaces could have been added. I took cyber forensics, so I want to know. I'm into the details. Got you. Okay. That's an image from a video. So, okay, old dude, that's what I want to see. I want to see the video. Okay, because you're saying this could possibly be a still shot. Now they're saying back here in the background, y'all, this is where one of the fights was happening. Y'all see where the 2 boys, they're face to face. Okay, like they're getting into it. Now, I don't think that that's Nolan. Okay, because he has on a hat, that other black guy. I don't think that's Nolan. But who was it? And it definitely looks intense right there. Okay, and that could have been while Warren was recording. See, these kids know that they recorded those fights. It was multiple fights that day. Okay, and I think some of those fights were planned. And they knew the other one would be out there and so forth. Okay, you said it looks like a Dr. Pepper energy drink, perhaps. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Pilot J and Q Film, let's all get along. Okay. Y'all, what y'all got going on today? Okay. In this chat today, in that picture, they're arguing in the background. Right. I'm not a criminal. I've watched criminals cover their butts. Yeah. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all hype up the video. Hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all so much, and y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.